Hello, and thank you for joining me in another episode of Lewis the Tech Guy. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the cornerstones of programming. We're going to be talking about functions today. So, functions are anything that you're going to be doing over and over again, and it just simplifies the process for you. So, any operation that needs to be done, you can simplify it by creating a function. And we'll start out by creating a variable. We'll title it 1, and then we'll create another variable titled 2, and then we'll say we'll create a variable called sum, and in sum we'll add 1 plus 2, and then let's print sum. So just to recap, we created a variable 1, assigned it the value of 1, variable 2, assigned it the value of 2. We added the value of the two variables and assigned it to the variable sum, and now we're going to print sum. All right, and it gives us 3, obviously, 2 plus 1 is 3. Now, if we wanted to change in this, we'd have to go in here, and we have to put 4 here to update it, and then 6 here, and then run it again. A far simpler way to do this would be if we created a function and we called it add. And then add would take 2 parameters. So in here, you would put an int 1, int 2, and then do a curly braces, and we would say print 1 plus 2, and then what we want to do is call add, and we give it a value of 2 and 3 and 4. Sorry, it's still early in the morning. And if you run that code, we'll get 6. So just to kind of backtrack, I went by that a little quick. This is intended for beginners. So when we're creating a function, we're going to name our function. I'll address this in a second because this is what we call what the return value is. And right now we're not having a return value. That's why it's why I wrote void, because I'm not returning a value. So the title of the function is add. Your function should always start with a lowercase. And if you're going to name it multiple things like add 1 plus 2, you should do a camel case. Okay. But for now, we're just going to leave this as add. And then, so the construction of every function is you have the name, you have your parameters, and then you have what's going to happen inside here. So just so you can see it visually, name of function in here would be parameters, or some people call it arguments. In other words, what values do you want to do something with? Most of the time they'll be placeholders, and then what is expected to happen in here. Okay. So that's kind of cool. So now if I wanted to add, let's say, add our variables up there, I could do that. And notice I don't have to go add more code, print and copy or anything like that. I could just do that, right? All right, if I want to do add 7 or 8 plus 10, I could do this, run. Let's say I wanted to create another function. Let's say we want to do void subtract. And then in here, again, we're going to take an integer 1 and then integer 2. And then in here, we're going to say print 1 minus 2. And then we're going to call our subtract function. And we're going to say 10 and 7. And then run that. And now we should get the value of that. Now, let me get rid of some of this so we can have some more space here. So, and then I have to get rid of this because it's no longer referenced. So I said I'd address this keyword, this void here in front of the add method. And what I want to bring your attention to is right now when we call, I'm going to delete this one. When we call add 2 and 4, right, it gives us 6. But all it's doing is printing 6. It's not giving the value of 6, right? So if I were to say print add 2, and 4, I should get an error. Yes, because it's not returning any value. Because this is already calling the print function. You can't call the print function on the print function. So what I would have to do here is I would have to say int. I would have to say this has to return an int. And now it's upset because I'm not returning anything. There's no return keyword here, right? So what I would want to do is I would want to create a variable called int, do sum as we did previously, 1 plus 2, and then return sum. Okay, so now when I run this, notice this won't print on the screen. All right, this down here is printing because I have that, but if I put it in the print function and I call print on it, now I can run it. Now it has a value of 6 and it'll print that value. So if I wanted to use it again, add that plus 4 plus 5, and I hit run now, what it'll do is we'll add this, give you 6, add this, give you 9, and then add the 2 and print out the value. So that's the difference between that. So that's precursory look at functions. The other thing you could do with functions is you can actually have let's see if I can do this. I haven't done it in a while. You can actually have a function within a function, which is kind of cool. So let's say I create a I don't know, playing with fun. And then in here I have int I, and then I have a function called f. And then what I want to do is I want to print what would happen if I called function f like that. Okay, and then down here I have to create a, let's say a add one function, right? And what the add one will do is it'll take a parameter of I and it will increase I plus 1. All right, let's give it an int and let's return that value, right? And so now if I call playing with functions, or with fun I should say, and I say the value of the int is 10, and then I want to call add 1, right? What should happen is it should take in here this 10, right? Pass it into the function here, and then add 1. So if I do run, I should now get 11. There you go. So you can pass anything, almost anything you want as a parameter into a function. Okay. All right, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Come back for more. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything specific you would like to see me go over. I do enjoy Dart and Flutter programming. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.